Go! I downed him. Oh, I got it. 508 meters. I'm pushing everything right now. I think it's the Lockman. Dude, this Lockman is so good. Oh my God, I'm disgusting. Gonna shit on him. He's dead. Did I just ace? I just ace. Let's go.
Just take a funky jazz with him.
Easy triple.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to have you be a part of the PSP Podcast. And I'm your friendly host, Percussive173, and let's have a freaking party. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PSP Podcast. Like I said in the previous video, I'm your friendly host, Percussive173. PSP stands for Perc Spreads Positivity. And honestly, my goal for the PSP Podcast is to be able to give back to my community that supported me so well. I mean, you guys actually came in on my birthday subathon and gifted me like over $500 that I was able to donate 250 of that to Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. And you know what? My goal here is I want to be able to try to make an impact in any way that I know how. And I like to be able to give back to the community any way I know how. And tonight, I'm going to be giving back to you guys. The PlayStation Portable Podcast. No, but tonight, I want to get back to you guys by educating you guys about the current state of content creation and charity streams. And as budding content creators, I'm pretty excited to bring some incredible minds on board tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce, you guys may know him as the LLE King. I mean, I know him. I'll just let the video show it. Check it out, guys.
You know why you know why it's not good? Because you have a red color on it. It has to be the rusty one. Raining. Hey, let's go! Again. Get up.
I decided to do something that will leave an aftertaste in this guy's mouth. Something that every Call of Duty player does.
What the fuck was that?
Not the tree.
You the lobby boys. Hey guys.
Welcome, the only shady, to the PSP Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to go ahead and welcome the only Shady to the PSP Podcast. Hey, Shady, how we doing tonight, homie?
I'm doing great. Besides being sick, I'm fine, bro. I'm like, excellent, you know?
thank you once again for coming on tonight, and it's a pleasure to have you on. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit for the podcast? Why don't we go ahead and tell you a little bit about yourself? Tell us about.
Starting already. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, they can hear you now.
All right, can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
Let me just find how I'm gonna share my thingy. Let's just let me share OBS.
Everyone's saying that it's the PlayStation Portable Podcast.
PlayStation Portable. Oh wow! All right.
I completely forgot that the PSP was even a thing.
Yeah.
PSP stands for Perc Spreads Positivity. My goal tonight is to spread positivity any way I know how, and today we're going to be doing that by educating some budding content creators with some really incredible creators that have been around the industry for quite some time. So, Shitty, why don't you tell everybody about yourself? Tell us about how you got into content creation. Let's give a little backstory for the homies.
All started by mistake, bro. Honestly, it was COVID, and I was bored at the house. Start gaming, and then I was start watching streamers. And the gaming story started by mistake because I bought a VR and it didn't fit my PC, so I had to buy another PC. And then I went into Warzone, and it's just a bunch of mistakes, right? But then I was like, why I should not just start streaming too? So I started streaming, and it took off from there, bro. It wasn't, it wasn't planned. I was just something that I wanted to do, right? Because I'm a gamer at heart, and it went well. A lot of mistakes, a lot of good things, and it took off from there.
That's really awesome. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about, like, because you know how, like, your whole mantra is like falling in love with like the RPG and like going boom and blowing things up, and why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how that RPG came into play?
Oh, that one, that was a funny story. I was doing a lot of videos, and I just didn't find the style I want to do. And one day it was a tournament. I got invited to a tournament. And that tournament, I had the idea of the Habibi in advance, right? In that tournament. And in order to win that tournament, I remember it was like, you have to have the most viral video, right? So I was like, you know what? I am just going to do whatever I thought I have to do. It's the Habibi character, right? I had the scarf. I had everything ready in advance. And in that tournament, I literally pull up the RPG and I start doing, the LLA and everything. And I just post that video. And boom, I won the tournament.
So
and, from there, it put me on the map, I guess. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. How did the Boom Brothers come about? As I know we have both of the Boom Brothers tonight.
How was that, bro? How did that start? There, you remember?
Yeah, it was. I made a video about using the RPG, and then you had gotten tagged in it, obviously, because you were making like RPG content, and so we ended up teaming up and just running around blowing people up with RPGs. And then while we were there, like, I don't remember if it was before or like immediately after. Yeah, it just popped in that we were the Boom Brothers.
Oh yeah,
and that's how it started. That's how it went down. I don't know. It was
I called you out. I think I was like, let me teach you, or something like that, or no, we should play together or something like that.
Something, yeah. You kept getting tagged in the video clip that I made.
Yeah, and I directly I messaged you, I remember, or you messaged me and said, let's go, let's run it. Yeah, that was a fun stream, bro. I remember.
That was on the Golden Verdansk days.
Oh yeah, that was fun as hell, bro. Before Rebirth, I think, right?
I know, that was just Verdansk.
Yeah, just Verdansk. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I remember getting I don't know if you remember that clip of the car
on the dirt bike.
The dirt bike, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the dirt bike clip was hilarious.
That was the first clip, right? That was the first.
Yeah, that was like the first like moment that we had. Yeah, it was great, man. And then content for years after.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of the other Boom Brother here, I'm going to go ahead and properly introduce you. I went ahead and made you a little video of my own. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that clip for you, Bear.
Oh.
Lit. From the archive.
I guess.
I killed another man today. Shot him in his back as he ran away. Then I blew up his hut with a hand grenade. Cut his wife though, and she put her hands to pray. Just 5 more dogs, then we can get a soccer ball. That's what my commander say. How old? Well, I'm like 10, 11. Been fighting since I was like 6 or 7. Now I don't know much about where I'm from, but I know I strike fear everywhere I come. Government want me dead, so I wear my gun. I really want the rocket launcher, but I'm
below
still
me,
too
be careful
young.
behind
This
you.
candy give me courage not to fear no one. To feel no pain and hear no tongue. So I
Why
hear
are we
no
just
screams and I
over
shed
here?
no tear. If I'm in your dreams, then you're in this near.
Eliminated? Done. We are just absolute legends at Fortnite. I said there was one time I asked the lady to bring ketchup in the bedroom. Yeah, I told you. I put ketchup on everything.
Ketchup on eggs.
Your boy
Ketchup
loves the
on eggs.
Heinz.
Oh shit.
I want to eat the Heinz from behinds. You know what I mean?
Where are we going, you guys?
Let's go.
Try to be positive, bring some vibes. There's enough stress in the world today. There's enough stress. And also, I see way too many people right now, content creators, just stressed. About what? Just do this. Boom. Just do that. That's all you gotta do. Don't be stressed. Hey, have fun. Have fun with it, huh?
Welcome, Bad Bear Gamer, to the PSP Podcast.
Feel so official.
That picture, bro, looks sick.
I feel so official. Like, whoa.
Bro, that picture looks sick, bro.
I can't live up to that.
Yeah, you can. You have in the past. Like, honestly, like, I've seen so many incredible things about like in the past from like just being in both of your guys' streams. And like, honestly, one of the big reasons why I wanted to bring both of you guys on is because you guys are one of my biggest influences to my content in the stuff that I've come up with. So Bear, just kind of like Shady, why don't you go tell everybody a little bit about yourself? What got you into content creation?
COVID, like most people, right? I've been gaming since I was little, and then when we first got started, I was gaming with people that I'd been gaming with for years, and we used to do like game battles, which shout out to game battles and the fact that they're shutting down. But yeah, we used to do game battles like on the original like Modern Warfare, and so we've been playing with each other for years upon years. And then one of them told me, hey, you should start streaming, and he's like, you're the funniest person in our group. You make me laugh all the time. I'm sure you can make other people laugh and have a good time. And so that kind of became the focus. And the original kind of start was doing that, and then taking a lot of the knowledge and data and everything that I knew about business building and marketing and putting all the pieces together to be able to do what we did. And it was an incredible run. And even today, I mean, our community stays strong. I'm not streaming as much as I was, but the community is still, I mean, electric and shows up when we need them to. And you know, we did a charity stream this summer and hit our goal and raised $5,000 for St. Jude's, which was fantastic, and all sorts of good stuff.
And honestly, like, business is such a big part in like content creation in general. And like, I know like you talk about how like the content industry in general, it's not just about making content, it's about running your own business.
Mm-hmm.
So like one of the things that I've noticed with you is you really structured your business with the people that you partnered with. So why don't you tell us a little bit about like the people you partnered with and why you even chose those partnerships, and I guess what's your thought about the whole business aspect of content?
Yeah, I mean, the problem that I see a lot of smaller creators run into is that they don't treat content creation like a business, right? They're not looking at the metrics, studying the trends, figuring out, all the different dynamics of how do I build this? How do I do this successfully in every single avenue to ultimately become what I want to become, right? And that becomes a big challenge and a hurdle for a lot of people because they don't understand it. Whereas from the get-go from us, I understood that, things like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, like these were going to be marketing devices to be able to grow Twitch. Like Twitch is not just going to grow on its own. I also knew that I was in an arena that I didn't understand. So immediately I went out and started seeking guidance from individuals who had been doing it longer than I had at a very high level. And I teamed up very, very early on and made genuine friendships with Crusader, who's been amazing. Maddie is an incredible human being. And then also D4, the Deluxe, who, the crew has been making content since content has been around pretty much. They're the OGs. And so it was a really cool experience to be able to team up with these individuals and be able to pick their brains early on about things that they did right, things that they did wrong. And then understanding that, there's kind of two different levels of people that you're going to meet in content creation, right? Particularly content creator to content creator. You're going to have individuals that are business partnerships, right? These are individuals that are, we understand each other's community. It's a good match, but we understand the benefit of us spending time together. And then you're going to find individuals who are genuine friendships that even once the cameras turn off, like these are people that I want to play with offline. These are people that I talk to in my free time and we're brainstorming and growing. And that's like what Shady and I have become, to the point where we're always able to communicate and talk about things and trends and all that good stuff. And then obviously I had a very small network of those individuals, as I think you should. But those are the genuine ones that last through any season, any weather, anything that's going on, which is cool. But yeah, it's big. It's really big and really important.
And honestly, it's really cool to see somebody that brings business into content creation and doing that. And I know both of you guys have that. Shady, you created a whole marketing line of your Habibi clothing as well. Yeah. And honestly, content creation is such an interesting thing because there's so much more than just making videos. It's so much more than just streaming. And I know we have a lot of people that really think that it's a great idea to just stream and hope they get somewhere, and it's just never going to happen. Not like that. So what do you guys think about the current state of content? And I know this is a very broad question, and I'm going to open it up to the floor for both of you guys to answer because honestly, the current state of content is crazy from where it was before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and now even after the pandemic. So what do you guys think about the current state of content?
Well, I think it's completely different from before. That's for sure. Numbers are low. People back to their life compared to what we had in COVID. But for me, I wasn't in COVID. I was literally at the end of COVID. So I don't know the exactly the feeling, of having supreme success in a small amount of time. I didn't get that. So I was at the end of COVID. I started and I just went for it, right? Now it's different. Now it's more, I feel like if you don't focus on content most of the time, streaming doesn't matter, right? Streaming literally doesn't matter, especially when you rely on that like a form of income. It will kill you, bro. It's not good. It's not good. When I started, I remember it was my most, the biggest percentage of my income was my streams right before. And I worked towards not having that because sometimes I don't want to stream. And when I did that, well, I focused more on YouTube, on other income, right? So I don't stress about people subbing. Plus, I didn't like Warzone 2, so I didn't stream it that much, right?
Warzone 2 was rough.
Yeah, I was more depressed than happy when I was streaming it. So I was like, you know what? I am just gonna wake up, make a video, and just go on with my day, right? That's what I did. Sometimes if I feel like it, I will stream it. If I'm not feeling like it, I'm not gonna stream it. And that turned out to be good because Warzone 2 also, don't forget, a lot of people gave up. A lot of people just left it because they just couldn't find what type of content they could have made, what things they could have focused on. They just focused on streaming. A lot of them focused on streaming. A lot of them gave up completely, and a lot of them switched games, which is good. You know, a lot of them found success in other games. Like, if I can name a few, like Tsar, he found success with FIFA. We have Stanman also found success with FIFA. He switched games. So
yeah, Goat went back to Fortnite.
Yeah, Goat went back to Fortnite, and he went huge success, bro.
Big time.
Huge. Like Gibbon, bro, Mr. Gibbon, he left completely and he went to Tarkov and he did other things, and he just found a huge also success. So content at the end of the day, if you look at those guys, you just see content, bro. Content. Now streaming will never hit the same numbers as COVID, that's for sure. Even content will never hit the same as COVID era, right? People will still watch content. That will never die. It's something that will never die. It will still the same years upon years. And the main focus for any creator that comes in, even for me, bro, I've been in the game for like 2 years, but 2 years is nothing for content creator. It's completely like it's a spit, bro. There's people that have been doing this for 11, 12 years, like Doc, Tim, Nick Merckx, all those guys, bro. They've been here for like 10 years, bro. From time Justin TV, not even Twitch, right? So us in a small period of time, we've done whatever we've done. It's good, but we got to keep going because we are still far away from what we want to achieve, right? So how to get there? Content. You know, like you can see a lot of content creators stop streaming completely. Like Sally, bro. Sally, he stopped streaming completely. You know,
I noticed that Sally did stop.
Yeah, he stopped streaming because he didn't like Warzone, and then boom, look at him right now. He doesn't need to stream.
His content's blown up like everywhere. Everyone knows Sally. Everyone loves Sally.
Yeah, he's the biggest Warzone creator we have right now. And why he did that? Because he focused on content. And boom, he kept pushing every day, post content every day. So that's the main focus now. It's content. Streaming. If you like streaming, go for it. Like, kudos, go for it. But if you're not enjoying the streaming and you're just doing it because you have to pay your bills, then there is a big problem. You know, then you have to fix it.
That's a huge point that you made there, because I've noticed there are a lot of people and a lot of streamers that really want to take that step to only focus on themselves and like only focus on just like streaming just for the sole purpose of making money. And if you do that, you're never going to grow. I mean, I'm an extremely small, no one knows who I am, and that's okay. And I'm not trying to be the most like big name known creator at all. I just want to make friendships, have a good time, and do what I want to do, which is share my gaming content with people and have good communications and make good friends along the way. And
yeah,
that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you guys in, because both of you and Bear, like you guys have shown me that there's a whole different side in the way the world of content is. So I know, Shady, you spoke a lot on that. So Bear, what's your opinion on the current state of content?
I think it's changed a lot, right? I mean, to Shady's point, 100%, you know, COVID was just such a unique time where people, I mean, it's just, we're never going to see it again. People weren't working, they were at home. And so they were able to engage and be online and tune in. And it was easier, right? It was also a very uncharted territory those first few years, right? There was so much still discovery that was happening in an industry that was booming, that you basically could do anything and you were going to get views because people were like, whoa, there's video games on TikTok. And then it got saturated very quickly. And then things really started to change. And what you started to realize, and Shady and I have actually had multiple conversations about this, it was you really had to create your own content, right? The title content creator was finally earned and in use, where you were forced to basically take something that everybody understood, right? Everybody understood Warzone or gaming or whatever it is, right? Whatever game you're playing, they knew the rules, they knew the understanding of it, and you had to elevate that for a viewer, and find ways to make that engaging as a streamer. And then from a content, how are you going to get views? How are you going to stand out? Right. Well, they always say there's the 3 E's, right? You can educate, you can entertain, or you can be empathetic, right? And kind of, be emotional and connect emotionally. Obviously it becomes harder as it becomes more saturated, and you got to keep elevating your game and finding ways to separate yourself to say, how am I different than the next person who's also making TikToks or making YouTube videos? And how am I different than the thousands of other people that started doing that this year, and continuing to study trends and all of that. So where I think we are today is much more balanced. I think it's more organic, which I think is cool, because it really gives you an opportunity to discover kind of what you're wanting to do. But yeah, it's a lot more reliant on the individual. It's reliant on the skills and the talent of the creator to produce something that is of quality and as a value. And that's fun. Like you've seen, and to Shady's point, people reinvent themselves and rediscover themselves and not trying to fit themselves in a box because, well, Warzone's the thing that's booming, so I have to make Warzone content. No, that's not the case anymore. Right now, it's much more reliant on building a community and building a following and building a kind of your own DNA of what do you resent and what's genuine. And that's been cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at me, bro. I started a mobile channel just because I enjoyed mobile,
And that's blowing up.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, and because of that, I got invited to COD Next. Because of the mobile section, not because of a billion views I had on Warzone.
No, they don't care about that. They don't care about that.
They don't care about that. No,
yeah,
but
pull out your cell phone.
I just because I literally was like I was done with Warzone, bro, and I don't remember the update that came in. It was like laggy and FPS dropping and everything. Like everybody's playing on like 30 FPS. But I'm like, bro, you know what? I'm just gonna do something else, and I went for it. And the difference between, like, for example, me and anybody else, it's just, I feel like if you want something, bro, just go for it, dude. Like, if you want to create a video about you twerking, just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for it. Some people overthink so much till somebody else come in and make that idea, right? And they lose it. Boom. So why do you do that? Just go for it.
It'll blow up if you put the effort in, and that's what people forget. Is like
really, sometimes you don't put the effort and it will blow up. It's not that.
Well,
it's
true.
I don't see it as an effort. I see it more as an idea, right? Always the idea. Because if you have a bad idea and you put the effort, it's not gonna work. If you have a good idea and you put the effort, well, it's gonna blow up. You know what I mean? And content creation mostly is around ideas, right? Around the character, the idea, the concept of the video, the editing style. The editing style just to keep the people watch. That's watch time.
It's huge, right? And understanding the science behind it is massive, because you could have the same clip, right? And you could edit it one way and then you release it and it does okay. You're like, I just thought this would be better. And then you can re-edit it and re-release it and have it just absolutely blow up because, to your point, it was done differently. It was approached differently. It was shorter or longer or whatever it is, right? A different intro. But it's pretty crazy to see the evolution of what's happened, right? Because like you think back to TikTok specifically, like I remember like when Crusader first, like she was the first one to create the style, right, that TikTok became known for, where your camera was in the bubble and your gameplay was then in a square and then you had a blurred background.
Yeah.
She was like the first one to do that.
I remember.
And then everyone started doing it. And then you had Sally and Lucci coming out with videos where they did intros. Right? Intros were forever they were forever on YouTube, right? But on short form content, they really never did it. And you're right, the story and the kind of setup of what this is about to be, and then that boomed up, and that became like the you had to do that. That became the norm. Everyone's doing that now. And it's been cool to see kind of the transition of what has continued to happen and continued to transpire.
Yeah, it's an evolution at the end of the day, bro. Because if you look at it if I look at my content, for example, me when I started, I literally like some of my most viral videos, I literally spent 2 minutes on.
Yeah.
Because I had the idea. You know,
Yep.
I was like, this is a good idea. I'm gonna do it right now. No editing, nothing. I just intro, boom, cut the clip, put it. I knew the idea was shareable, right? Because that's how I think always about content. When I think about content, I would like, okay, if you watch my video, right? First of all, I want you to watch the entire video. Second, I want you to share it. If I watch my own video and I don't find that in it, like, is it a shareable video? If my brain says no, I'm not gonna post it. I just don't post it.
And
right?
and I watch my videos close to, I would say, on the upwards of 90 to 100 times before I even consider posting it. And
Yeah.
like my videos are still rough. There's like, I went from not knowing how to edit. Like, so Shady, when I started streaming, once I was inspired by you and I was talking with you about it about 1.75 years ago, like I didn't even know how to edit. I just threw a stream together on a laptop and it just started to kind of work.
I saw your progression, and I saw it from the first edit till now. You know, I saw that. I saw all of that. You showed me everything, and I feel like you got way better. You know, you were slow before, slow like intro, slow everything. Now you're faster. You know, you could see you're getting way better. Even the quality, the audio, the visuals. Sometimes you throw new stuff. Your storytelling now is getting better. So it's only
It's
up
reps.
from here, right?
It's
Yes.
reps. Yeah.
But how did that start? I always say it. You always have to make shit content in order to make good content.
Yeah.
You can't go around it, bro.
And you got to
There's
make
no
a
way.
lot of shit content.
A lot of shit content, bro. If you watch my first videos and if you watch Bear's videos beginning,
They're terrible.
it's cringe. You know,
Yeah.
I watched my first video the other day. I became like a shrimp, bro, from cringing. I literally shrimped in my spot. You know, it's just you could see the evolution, and I never took them off. I always keep them because I want to go back and be like, look how I used to be and look what I am right now. And most of the time, I feel like 99% of creators, they always focus on the wrong stuff, like streaming, for example.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Every day streaming, every day for millions of years, not missing a day
Correct.
for like 5 hours every day, just wishing for somebody to raid you or somebody to just give you a gift. That's not it, dude. That's not
Yeah,
it.
and the question is what do you want out of it, right? What do you want out of the experience? There are people who enjoy streaming for streaming's sake, and in which case that's great. Go do your thing, right? But if your goal is to build, if your goal is to grow, if your goal is to expand, your goal is to become a partner and to make money doing this and revenue, yeah, you have to treat it like a business. Your stream is your product, right? But you can't just have product because nobody's going to buy it.
Exactly.
So you have to market the shit out of it. So you should stream 3 to 4 hours or less. And then your goal in there is every single stream, I want to have 2 to 3 moments that I can cut and create content from. Right? That's what I'm looking for. Out of a 4-hour stream, I'm looking for 2 to 3 solid clips that I know, hey, this is going to hit. And it's different, right? Because you can make content 10,000 different ways. Sometimes it's just trying different guns and you're trying loadouts, right? And you're just trying to find something that I can make. Sometimes it's streaming with people. But like the hardest, when you know a content creator and a streamer have talent, is when they can make content by themselves. They don't need other people. They don't need other streamers. They don't need other communities. They don't need raids. They don't need host to Shady's point. Like they can just go live by themselves. Nobody else, no party, solo queuing everything, and still engage and create a quality product. When they can do that, you got yourself somebody who's going to hit. And you can see that at every level, which is fun, right? Because you can see that when somebody's small and then you see them quickly start growing and running up the rank because you know that this is going to resonate. It's going to burn like wildfire.
I watched Dr. Chubbs go from 10 viewers up to almost like what he's at 400 now. And
Yeah,
like,
so
his
see, for
content
example,
is blown up.
Chubbs, like into content so much, you'll see talent, bro. You will see it. I talked to Chubbs when he had 30K on TikTok. I talked to him when he was like literally nobody knows him. And I talked to him and I told him, dude. I told him like, you're a talented dude. I can go back in my messages and show you, bro. I told him You're a talented dude. Don't give it up. Rob. I am Rob. Same thing. I was one of the first people that talked to him, and I told him, "You're talented, dude. Keep it going, and you will see where it's gonna go." You see it. Some people, they have it in them, and like Bear said, because that's a very good point. If you don't have, like, what do you want to do, right? That's a good question. If you want to do this for fun, kudos for you, bro. Go stream for 10 hours a day, every day. It doesn't matter, because your objective at the end of the day is just to do this for fun, right? But if you want to make it like a full-time job, which is one of the hardest jobs I've ever done, and trust me, I have done a lot of jobs. You know, I'm 31 years old, and I'm an immigrant. I came here by myself to Canada 11 years ago, and I've done everything you think about. Anything, I've done it, right?
So many toilets.
The hardest job by far, not physically, mentally.
Yep.
Physically, you could put me on physics job, bro. I will do it every day. I will not get tired of it. I don't mind, you know? But mental, oh my God, dude. It's mental, and it needs like such a mental fortitude, bro. Some people, that's why most of the depressed people are content creators, you know? They're the most depressed. And you could see it in everybody. And me, I had moods, like I had days when I was like not feeling it. And numbers control your life at the end of the day. When you become like that, numbers control your life, dude. Numbers are your source of dopamine, bro.
You bring up a really good point in regards to you bring up a really good point in regards to content creators and depression, and something that I've noticed in a lot of different content creators. I mean, myself included. Obviously, like I'm one of the depressed ones, but you know what? It's not the point. The point is like trying to work through that and trying to still have fun with the stuff that you're doing. And like a lot of these content creators that are out there right now are depressed in some way, shape, or form, or they have something that's going on. They have to put on a mask. And I'm not even talking about just COD streamers. I mean, you can go to like
anything, anywhere.
Yeah,
anywhere.
like even like the TikTok spectrum, like where you see these people going live on
bro.
TikTok. Yeah, YouTubers as well.
YouTubers, bro. I'm talking content creators in general, bro. They're the most depressed.
Yes,
for a
very
reason.
lonely job. You're right.
It's a very lonely job, yeah, and it takes a toll on you, bro. Because when I say it's the hardest job I've ever done, people laugh at it. They do play video games for a living. Playing video games is literally 5% of what I do in the day. 5%. Playing video games for me, that's when I'm gonna get my clips, when I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna talk to the community, I'm gonna have fun. That's my time to have fun. All right. But beside that, it's a completely another dimension, bro. It's like you're the producer, you're the like audio scientist, bro. You're the designer, you're the creator. You know, you have 7 jobs in content creation, 7 jobs, if not more. You know, you're the cameraman, you're the editor, you're the creator, you're the gamer, bro. Oh my God. And if you go into it deeper, like if you want to get your skills even deeper, like storytelling, you're the script writer. Yep. You know, on top of that, you're the script writer. And then you have to play with music, because music, if it doesn't match the story, people will leave. I'm an audio mastermind right now, you know? So it's a job and a job on top of job on top of job. A lot of people outsource their stuff, which I don't agree with that, especially when you're a startup. If you start,
you can't do that until you financially can afford it.
Beside that, bro.
Yeah.
I tried that. I tried hiring an editor and it didn't work.
No.
But beside that, until you know what to do, so you could tell somebody else what to do.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm not, I've never edited in my life, and I give it to a random editor, you know, they're gonna edit my video, all right? But me, I didn't know anything. I watched the video, I'll be like, okay, that's good. But if I edited myself and I spend time editing my video myself, I will learn a lot of things that when I watch my editor edit it, I'll be like, oh, change this. This is not good. This is not good watch time, bro. I've tested it before, you know? Same thing for the thumbnail. Same thing for the titling. If you don't do that by yourself in the beginning, nobody will do it for you, even if you pay them, because nobody cares about your stuff. You're the only person that cares about your stuff.
You have to learn it. You have to learn it. You have to go through. Part of it is right. It's like management, right? When you bring on an editor, you're bringing on an employee. And if you don't know how to do that job, they are not going to succeed for you, right? Because you need to know, to Shady's point, exactly what you're looking for and what you're trying to get out of it and how the job should perform, just like an employee, right? Now they might be very good at their job from a standpoint of, like, I think about my editor, like his ability to navigate Premiere Pro will always be better than mine. But at the end of the day, from the final product, I know what it should look like. And then what I can do is actually delegate, again, running your business like a business. I can delegate properly to communicate, hey, this needs to change, here, here, and here. Let's go. And boom, they know exactly what we're talking about. They can make the change. Sometimes I give them creative freedom to be like, hey, I'm looking to do this. Put your twist on it, and I'll let you know my 2 cents at the end. But at the end of the day, it's still my product that we're able to produce and put out there. But yeah, it's a huge mistake. I think I see people trying to grow too quickly, right? They look at how are top creators operating, and okay, I got to get to that point. I got to go spend $1,000 on a camera. I need to go do this. I need to hire an editor. I need to shell out every dollar. I need to do giveaways. And it's like, no, slow down. Like, the number one thing you need to do until you are a partner, until you average 70 viewers every stream, solid, rock solid, you need to focus on your community beyond all else. You just need to bring people together, get consistent viewership, build a community of people that are excited when you come out, stay consistent, be marketing, making your own content, finding your vision, finding your voice, finding what it is that you want to be as a content creator. And once you get that, double the fuck down constantly. Just double as much as you can.
So one thing I wanted to,
you will know a lot of stuff. You know, at that point, you will know a lot of stuff. And at that point, you could give everybody a job, and yeah, you be streaming and people working on the background on your stuff. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, everything you gotta be doing it by yourself to learn, and then once you make money, you invest it.
And I agree with you guys 100%, especially on the video editor portion. That I've seen a lot of people, especially in the content industry, like they try to grow quickly. And one of the ways they do that, and this is a hot topic right now, view botting. We all see it. We can all watch it. We all know who has those bots in their channel. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change any. Like view bots do nothing for you. They do nothing for you because any person that's but it's not even really a metric because you can tell, right? It's just such a false narrative. It's just so inorganic and not real, and it's so obvious that that's the way that it operates, that it just completely, it doesn't do any benefit for you at all. Because like you see people who have massive viewers, and then you see their chat not moving, and you immediately know exactly why that is, and you're like, whoa. And then you start to create that becomes your perception, right, in the industry. Because like you are what you produce. And so if you produce that and you're doing that, people know and people talk, and you better believe that brands talk and brands know. Like they can see through all that. Kick can see through that. Twitch can see through that.
And I would much rather stream to 1 or 2 people that are active in my chat than stream to 100 or 200 bots, because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't help.
What are you trying to
You're lying to yourself. That's
what the discoverability on Kick and Twitch is so terrible that just because you have viewers is not going to draw more people to you.
Exactly.
That's just not how it works.
It's just it's a deep discussion of viewers. Some people want to cheat their way to success, and I've seen a lot doing it in the past few years. And if I ask you the question, where the fuck are they right now, you will tell me I didn't see them, because at some point, whatever you cheat in life, in anything you do, at some point people will know. That's a universal rule that you can't escape it, bro. You cheat, at some point people will know, and once they know, get ready, because it's gonna be nasty, and you will never recover from that. Never recover from that. And I've seen people, bro, do it in front of my eyes, and now I don't know where they are.
You can't,
you know?
Yeah, correct.
Because they got. That's it. The people knew, you know. If you bought whatever the hell you want, buy your viewers, buy your followers, cheat, you know, keep your ego up, do whatever the hell you want. But at the end of the day, the only person losing is you.
Correct.
Cheating yourself, and people will know about it.
But you don't gain. That's what I find incredible, right? Is you literally don't gain because you either build the reputation and you're going to lose, or the hope is that I'm going to perceive to be so successful that I attract things. But like I told you, it's just so for people, you know what you're looking for, know how shitty it is and how empty it is, how hollow it is. And like, we used to have groups and communications of content creators and all that, and it circulates, and then you build that perception. And once your perception in the industry is this is what you do or this is how you act, it doesn't go away. You have to fight hard to get out of that, right? And it's
Absolutely.
you're gonna take 10 steps back trying to take one step forward, and it's so dumb.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And honestly, like, you can tell by going to a simple website who's viewbotting. You can look at the metrics. You can look at their statistics. It's not hard to see who's viewbotting. Viewbotting doesn't help. It's not going to let you grow. Your personality, what you put out content-wise, how you interact, how you hold yourself, that's going to help you grow. So, two things that I want to kind of shift gears to now that we've talked about, like, some of the bad that some of the content creators do. So, what do you think, or what are your suggestions for a person who struggles with time management? And I'll put this for an example. My current schedule is I only have about 4 hours a week to edit, so I haven't been able to post as much as I've been able to do. Hence the 2-minute videos that I made for each one of you guys took me about a month and a half to edit. So, because I've been only doing it for an hour a week. So what are your guys' thoughts on somebody who's struggling with time management, and what message do you have to them to motivate them to grow and to continue to push forward as a content creator?
Honestly, I've like when I knew Bear in the beginning, when I knew Bear, if you remember, I had a full-time job, right? Mm-hmm. He knows that. So I had specific time. I leave at 8, go home at 6, and I have from 6 to like the entire night to work on my stuff, right? And I have a limited time, specific time, and I can't mess it. I can't do nothing else. So what I do is I stream. I had like 2-3 hours of stream at that time. And after I finish the stream, I have to edit the video before I sleep. I have to, So my schedule for an entire year was hectic. I don't know that if a lot of people could do it. It's deadly, bro. It's deadly. Like I didn't sleep.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible, bro.
Deadly, dude. And it got a big effect on me because when I went full time, I still can't manage my time, dude. Till today, I still can't manage my time. I have in my brain, I have something to do, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Boom, something happens. I can't do it. Now I have to do it after. So managing time, if you stress about it too much and be like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, you're gonna get lost at the end of the day. Most of the people that are good at managing their time have a damn schedule.
Yeah.
If you have a schedule,
and they're diligent, they're consistent with it.
Yeah, you write it down and you look to yourself. From this specific time, I have something to do. To this specific time, I have something to do, and then boom, I have to do another thing.
But even with the schedule, and I'm not like denying your point at all. But even with the schedule, it's still rough especially for someone in my position, like to even be able to come up with content on a regular basis.
Yeah, but think of it like this. This is the way I always thought about it, right? What's the one consistent that everybody has? You have 24 hours in a day, right? That's it. That's all you get. In every single day, you have 24 hours. How you choose to allocate those 24 hours dictate where you're going to find success in your life. So if you have a block of time that I need to be at my other job, right? Because that's where I was to start it as well, right? With my other job. So 8 hours a day, boom, I got to be doing that. Know it. I know that in the morning, I got to take care of my child. No way I can do content in the morning. For me, though, it was the hours after my daughter went down. And so then it's like, okay, so I now have after 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. the next day, so many hours that I can allocate in any direction that I want them to go. Whether that's streaming, whether that's editing, whether that's taking time off to recharge myself, whether that's extra sleep, whether that's less sleep. And then you just got to figure out, how do I allocate that successfully, right? And how do I navigate, and where does my body go? And so what I started to realize and this is all trial and error. How many days a week can I stream versus how many days a week do I need to take that extra time and either be editing or sleeping, right? Because if I'm streaming and editing, I'm getting 4 hours of sleep a night. I can only do that for so long until I burn out. And then I start realizing, well, the quality of the stream that I'm producing is going way down because I'm so tired and just running on fumes, and that's not good. And then the quality of my product is crap. So you have to find that balance, and everybody's different. I know people who operate on 3-4 hours of sleep and are rock stars, and that's so cool. But then I also see a lot of people who, again, need to find time to be able to recharge and rebuild and re-put everything together. And that's where you just have to know how your body operates. But when you're on a tight schedule, you have to think about it from an allocation standpoint. And maybe, yeah, you can't stream 4 days a week. Maybe you can stream 2. But I will tell you, for every minute that you stream, you should have 2 minutes that you're editing. So if you're streaming 4 hours a week, you should be 8 hours a week editing and turning that into content. And if you're saying, well, I don't have enough content to do that much editing, then it's like, well, you need to get better at making content while you're streaming. You can't have time off, right? You need to be doing things that's going to help create whatever kind of content you're trying to create, right? And that's just thinking about it in allocation and how do you put it all together.
Exactly. And like, time management is so crucial when it comes to the creation of content. No matter how many jobs you're doing, no matter what you're doing. And Bear, you said it right. There's only 24 hours in a day. And you have to put forward in those 24 hours every single day exactly what you're going to. See these books behind me over here? I have to still study. I still have to study for my exams. I have to get my cybersecurity certs. I'm not really quiet about that at all. And I still have to make content. I still want to game, and I still want to continue to grow and do what I can to grow. And like Shady, I've seen you grow immensely, and like watching both of your guys' content, and I know I can agree, a lot of people will agree with me with saying this. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air. And we feel a lot happier when we're in your guys' streams. This is coming from a viewer perspective. Because Bear, your vibes are immaculate. Shady, you are one of the funniest and most impressive skill-wise creators I've seen. And it's all love. It's all great. And I love watching what you guys do. So with time winding down, I know, Bear, you only have about a half hour left. I want to kind of shift gears just a little bit here. I want to kind of talk a little bit about the platforms. So now I feel I'm going to get a lot of pushback for this next statement here. What do you guys think about the new TikTok algorithm that's being pushed out, that's forcing smaller creators to have a 200 to 400 view cap? That was pushed out in August, I think, August 1st.
What is it?
So the TikTok algorithm that was pushed out, if you're under 10,000, the 10,000 level, they cap your views at 200 to 400 views.
No way.
Yes, they do.
No
and
way.
They force you to use promote.
No way. Here's what I'll tell you. Let me hit this, Shady, and then this is all yours. Here's what I'll tell you. I know people at TikTok, and I've had conversations behind the scenes with them as far as their algorithm. Their algorithm changes so small. More often than not, when it comes to content, it's 100% the quality of the content. That's what it always has been. That's what it always will be. I was hoping you'd say that. I was 100% hoping you'd say that. If I take the content and I match it up against content that's blowing up, is it the same caliber? And to Shady's point before, right? Is this shareable? That is the metric more than anything else that will boost your videos, is people sharing them. Always has been, always will be. So if you're making content that people are going to share, your video is going to go viral. And that's why entertainment has done so well for Shady and I both, is because it's such an easy way to be like, that's funny. I'm going to send that to ABC. I'm going to send that to these people. And those videos always do well. Some do really well, but they always traditionally, there's a baseline floor. But I'll tell you, I mean, I almost guarantee you that if you took a content creator, and I get that, the face and the name and all that, but if you took somebody who knew what they were doing and kind of pressed reset, and in a world where nobody knew who they were, but they were still making the quality content that they were, no matter the size, they're going to keep growing, and they're going to grow fast. Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, in my opinion.
Yeah. Why I think the question is completely actually wrong, and when people say algorithm, they actually forget who controls the algorithm, right? Who controls the algorithm at the end of the day? It's the audience, right? If I watch your video and I share it and I like it and I comment on it, your video is gonna push. So I am controlling that algorithm for you, for your video to get views, you know? And if you replace the word algorithm with audience, then you will understand everything. Everything. That's why I feel like a lot of people lose their time. You're losing your time if you focus on, with algorithm this, algorithm that, change of algorithm this, video has to be long this, long that. It's a waste of time, you know? Focus on the quality of content. Focus on what's going to work. See around you. Look around you. Be like, oh, I like this content. This guy's content is pretty good. Why is he going viral? What makes him special? He's funny, entertaining. His content is shareable. Boom. You have your answer. You know? Capping views, I don't think it's their interest, bro. Like TikTok, bro, they make so much money and they want you to succeed. Any platform out there are fighting for creators to actually start making content. That's why they pay them. That's why you see RPM, CPM, and all that, all that blah, blah, blah. Because they want creators to create content. And the more creators create content, the more those platforms make money because of ads, right? So if your video is bad, it doesn't push, doesn't make money, people doesn't like it, didn't watch it. TikTok be like, why am I going to push this video if nobody likes it?
Correct.
Nobody watched it. It's not going to make me money. So I'm not going to push it. So the algorithm at the end of the day is the audience.
The other, I love that attitude, by the way, but the other part of it that's critical is that people are so quick to blame everything else but themselves. Right. And it's so evident when you watch people and content creators, and yeah, it's always something else, some other reason why I'm not being successful other than what I'm doing just isn't to that caliber yet. Right. And I use the word yet because I see people that struggle early on and then blow up once they find their rhythm and their voice and their editing and all that stuff. But yeah, it's always something. Never them.
So I want to fact check this real quick, by the way. So this is a conversation that this is also a third person perspective, what I brought up. Is this documented? No. And one of the big reasons why I brought up this question was exactly for your guys' responses right there. And I appreciate the hell out of your guys' responses with that, because one thing that I want to say here is your content is going to push your content. What you put forward, and if people like it and if people share it, Bear, like you said, and Shady, like you said, if you guys put forward and have a positive mentality with it, then it's 100% going to be pushed. There's no actual cap. I don't actually believe that there's a cap. This is just something that somebody, an unnamed person, told me, and that's why I wanted to bring up that question, because that's a popular thing.
Listen,
it's always been talked about.
Yeah, but sometimes, like algorithm and stuff like that, forget about it. Sometimes there is mistakes, all right? Sometimes TikTok decide to not push your content. That happens, but it's very, very little, Like
it's also very obvious.
Yeah,
when
it's
it happens.
very obvious. Like last time it happened to me, and I had to contact my my manager, and I reposted a video that got me 5 million views, and it didn't get 10,000 views in 1 hour. No, in 1 day. I'm like, dude, if I post a clip of me twerking, I will get 10,000. In 1 day, that's a lot. I'm like, there is no way.
You'd break the internet with that clip. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, 100%. Bro.
I mean, I'd share that with all 2,000 of my
wrong.
accounts. Just saying.
Yeah, I post the second video. I post the third video. It's the same thing. And I check the analytic, 0 For You page. I'm like, okay, something is wrong. So I contact the manager of my account, and I told her, like, listen, man, double check my account. My account was actually limited because one of my videos I posted is being moderated, heavily moderated. What made my entire account blocked from the For You page. Once she released that video is now 3 million views. Literally, she just released it. Boom. And that same problem happened to Jordy too. It's the same thing happened to him. But it's very, very obvious. Very obvious. You know, of course, when you make content, make sure don't say bad words. Don't make sure to show a lot of, exclusive content. And just
That hot only bears content, baby.
yes, you're gonna put it in the only
Definitely subscribing to Only Bears
the only bears or the halal fans.
and halal
And
fans.
you-
Absolutely.
you
Perc
just keep
doesn't
it
have
there,
one of
bro.
those. Perc has perks
You
for
know what I mean?
perks.
It's just, bro, like I said, bro, the algorithm is the audience. And most of the time, if you think with that mentality of algorithm is the audience, the first thing you will blame is yourself once the video is not doing well. And that's the best
If you
thing.
think like that, you're
Trust
going to
me.
fail. And I agree with you guys 100%.
So
So
it's hard to find that too.
You will learn it. I don't blame new people to do that. I used to
No.
blame the algorithm. Bear for sure used to blame the algorithm.
You're
Everybody blamed the algorithm.
You're too
Right.
close to your own content, right? It's like
Yeah.
when we produced content and we're like, oh my gosh, this is great. I worked 8 hours to edit this and this video is going to blow up. And then it doesn't. And you're like, well, why? And then you watch that same clip like 3 months later and you're like, well, yeah, that was shit.
That was
Like,
absolute doo-doos.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that sucked. That's not funny.
No.
I thought it was funny, but it's not.
also, Shady, I'm
happens,
sorry. Then on my stream, you keep getting cut off, and I'm trying to figure out exactly why. But
What do you mean I'm getting cut off?
oh no,
Yeah,
that's my fault.
It's because the people want to
maybe
see
because
me.
I'm
That's
because
why.
I put push to talk and I'm clicking on the thing under
It's-
my
it's
know,
'cause-
on
it's
the
'cause-
sheets.
It's because Bears said Only Bears. That's why.
That's why.
Oh yeah,
Makes
oh
sense.
yeah, oh yeah. I'm subscribed to that, by the way. $69.99 per month.
This is so furry.
So what's the best platform?
what?
And I know this is a very open question. What do you guys think? What's your opinion? What's the best
For what?
platform for content?
For streaming or content?
Let's just say content for the time being.
TikTok, still, in my opinion. I think YouTube for long-term success.
I feel like the question again, bro. There is no best. If you want to succeed, you gotta shoot everywhere, bro.
Correct.
There is no best. Like for example, me, I hate Instagram, bro. I hate it. You know, I don't use it. I don't post it. I don't care about it. You know, but I use Facebook. I post on Facebook. I post on YouTube. I post on TikTok. You know, I post all over the place. All over the place. I don't care. You need to post. If you put all your eggs in one basket, bro, you're done deal, bro. Look at how many Facebook streamer, because they ignored YouTube for so long. They focused only on Facebook and they streamed on Facebook and put their content only on Facebook. When Facebook shit the bed, what happened? Most of them went to Kick. And if Kick wasn't there, go back to work, right? And that's how it's going to go. Don't put your eggs in one basket. YouTube, TikTok, short form, long form, Facebook.
You also have to know
Instagram,
that
whatever the hell.
every platform has its own purpose too. Right? Every platform has its own design and will attract a different type of person. Like I know people that are on Instagram and not on anything else. So you have to post there if you're going to reach that individual. I know people that are on Twitter and that's kind of all they do. And so you have to be active on Twitter and grow a following there. Like a really well-balanced content creator is publishing content on every platform because they understand the value of each one.
I've had success
Right,
on
exactly.
Snapchat.
You can
Makes
post on
sense.
Snapchat, yeah.
Like
bro.
I literally will throw it on Snapchat Spotlight, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this video hit 100,000 views. What? I don't get 100,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah, because it's a fresh place there, not a lot of competition. You know what I mean? It's always you have to look into the competition too, bro. Like the competition has a big pressure on views. You know what I mean? If it's a new platform, nobody's posting a lot of content, but has a lot of users. Your video gonna get a lot of views. You know what I mean? Also look at it in that way. TikTok used to be so easy before. Now look at it; it's so hard, right? And to make it out there in the millions, you have to have like a supreme video, like a shareable, funny, watched millions of times, and that's how you go viral, bro. That's how it is. If people watch the video over and over again, share it, like it, comment, it's called viewer satisfaction, right? And if the viewer satisfaction is high, the video is gonna boom. Simple as that.
But you have
So-
to track all that.
Absolutely. So
You
I
gotta
want
track
to.
it, and also you could force it in your content, bro. Share the
Mhm.
video. You know, if I do this, subscribe. But also, yeah, one thing I want to focus on, because I've done it before and everybody done it. Like subscribe and like the video for no reason, when you say that in a video, it doesn't work. Me, what I used to do it before, I used to give something like a dare or anything that will make people actually like or follow. And that's the best thing. If you put on your at the end of your TikTok that 2 seconds, if you put follow for more, and those 2 seconds, right? People 99% of the time they're gone already, right? And that 2 seconds will kill your watch time, because 2 seconds on 30 seconds clip is huge. It's huge, bro. If you take off that from your clip might get more views.
You got to give a good hook. You got to give a solid hook for your content to push.
Bro. If this happen, you gotta subscribe. If this make you laugh, you gotta subscribe. If this follow it, no, don't follow and sub for no reason, because you watched my video until the end. That's not a good reason for me. So just when you put it, know where to put it. Put it in there, in a something like that. Make it funny, or after something funny happens, just don't throw it like that in the air and just call. You're losing 2 seconds in the short.
Yeah, you really don't need it to.
It
used to be the type of thing that it was like, for a short while, it was very effective, and then everyone started to do it, and now it's saturated, overused, and people are aware of it. They're very
people know exactly
conscious
what you're doing.
to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they know exactly what's happening, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go ahead and shift gears a bit, because one of the titles within this podcast is talking about charity. In my opinion, one of the most important things and I'm not saying that everybody is a charity streamer, so that's one thing I want to say, but in my opinion, one of the most important things is the ability to be able to give back to the community or culture that you're living in. And so, what do you guys think in regards to charity streams? What's the best way to promote a charity stream?
I mean, step one is you have to have a community first, right? There's nothing wrong with doing a charity stream and just saying, hey, 100% of the proceeds go to this or whatever it is. But to truly be effective with one, right, what it is it's a gathering, right? It's a gathering of your community to give back for a cause that's bigger than an individual. And so you have to have a community first to be able to do that effectively. And that takes time to grow. And again, it's one of those pieces that's just is an understanding of, any small content creator can host a charity stream, but are they going to get the response that they're hoping to get? And obviously everything's a positive, you raise $10, you raise $10, that's $10 more than there was. But yeah, as far as marketing, I mean, it's less about it's a hook to drive new people. It won't be. Right? People won't come find you because you're doing a charity stream. Very rarely. But more often, what you'll be able to do is really pull your community together. So like when we do our charity streams, if we average 70 to 100 viewers, a large portion of those people will all come to the charity stream because it becomes this hallmark type event. It's this big kind of staple event that we're doing, and they're coming together for a common cause, right? Which is cool. That's where I think I see people really make a mistake, is they feel like, well, I should do a charity stream just because. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's still positive, but at the end of the day, step one in those first initial, like when you're first getting going, step A through F is community. Right before you do anything, like you just got to keep focusing on community, building a community that is going to be there, and that's big.
I agree.
Oh, yeah, that's the most important part. Me, I have no experience in charity, so I can't talk about it.
So I actually come from as a background of like doing charitable actions and charitable things, whether it be going and assisting at the Cleveland Food Bank or going and do things around like my community. In general, like I always want to try to give back, even if I don't have like a whole lot going for myself at the time, and like even if I can make an impact, like a small impact, and like even a small impact to me is like even $50, everything helps, and like anything helps, and it's so, and to me, like in regards to charity, I think that it is such an underrated way of being able to give back to the community that you're living in. And that's one of the reasons why I eventually want to do more charitable things. And that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. Because the goal, the whole point of Perc Spreads Positivity is to be able to promote positivity and spread positivity and give back to the community. And right now I'm too small to be able to get to that point. And as you said, Bear, like building a community is so important. And like having that community to actually be able to make such a massive impact is huge. And like I will get there, and it's a process. But I definitely like kind of wanted to say that, like in regards to the background. Like, so how do you run a smooth charity stream? I know like you talked about promoting, I know you talked about building the following, but what are the aspects within the stream that cause it to really push forward?
I mean, you have to have deliverables, right? You have to have an idea of what's our goal, step one. And then along that way, what are going to be things that are going to be enticing people and engaging people to want to participate in what we're doing, right? So whether that's sub goals, whether that's raise money goals, whatever it is, right? If we hit our goal, what happens? What are we going to do? You got to have deliverables on things that entice people and make it fun and engaging. It's also fun if you're doing something on that stream that is outside of the normal, right? So if you normally do this, if you're normally on TikTok or whatever, right? Twitch, just playing. What are you going to be able to do during that stream that's going to be elevated? Whether you're playing with specific people or doing something that's a little bit outside your normal, or putting yourself through things that you normally wouldn't put yourself through. It's all these various little things that it becomes a very fun, memorable kind of event, right? It's not just your average stream. It's kind of a heightened stream. If you think about like talk shows, I always relate to streams as like talk shows, like shows. Like think of like memorable shows, like if a TV show or like what am I thinking of? Like a late night show, right? If they have like a Hallmark episode, like a 1500th episode type thing, they're going to do something big, over the top, like outrageous. And so it's going to be the same type of thing when it comes to the streaming. And so to do it successfully. And then as far as your makeup and your overlays, a lot of successful charities will have that stuff. So like when we did our St. Jude's event, the St. Jude's had all of that content material for us, which was cool.
And honestly, like watching your St. Jude's event was one of the most incredible things. One of the most incredible charity streams that I saw that I witnessed was actually BB Jess's charity stream. I don't know if you're familiar with what she did or was paying attention to social media at the time with what she did, but she used a way to market both Kick and Twitch to be able to raise an incredible amount of money for people's charity of their choice by partnering with Tiltify. And that was, in my opinion, extremely successful, and it was really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, but BB Jess is such a strong community, right? I mean,
Yes.
she's able to gather those people together because of who she is and what she's been able to accomplish. Like that just becomes the type of thing. Like if Nick Merckx ran a charity stream, it'd be the most outrageous. Like, it'd be huge. It's just like it sometimes the size of the creator, dictates some of that stuff. And so you got to kind of play within your bounds and kind of say, what can I do within my means without overstretching myself, and what's a realistic goal and a charity to support. And like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, you raise $10, you raise $10. But yeah, it's all positive.
Absolutely. And it is all about positivity. And like percussive actually stemmed from the PLP, the Peace, Love, Positivity. Like my original name was PL Perc, which was Peace, Love, and Positivity. And then I had Perc in there because I'm a drummer. But so I kind of want to switch gears and kind of wrap things up because I know Shady has to go.
Yeah.
Bear, I know you
I gotta
kinda
get
have
going
to
here.
roll. So
Yeah.
for finishing touches, final things, what message do you want to depart for any budding creators? What message do you want to give to them?
I think you just have to continue to find your own identity, right? Continue to stay genuine, continue to find what it is you want to do, who it is you want to communicate, what type of community you want to build, what do you want to attract, what do you want to be known for. The more that you can identify that about yourself, the more successful you're going to be. And you just got to continue to try, right? It's trial and error, it's at bats, it's just doing it. It's taking that leap and going through it and continuing to monitor and grow.
Absolutely. Well, and I know Shady messaged me. He had to leave. And Bear, I know you have to depart as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your guys' busy schedules to be a part of the first episode of the PLP podcast. Everybody, you guys have a wonderful night. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up in the best way that we know how. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to freaking party it up. I hope that you guys had a wonderful time. And if you guys ever want to come back, pop me a follow. Let's do this stuff. Let's have an absolute blast tonight. I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming out. We love Bear, we love Shady, and I appreciate everybody for being absolutely incredible. Chat, I 100% was seeing everything that you guys were saying. If you guys have any questions that you want to send over, feel free to send me a message. I appreciate everybody. W chat, W stream. Cat BBs, thank you for the sub. Smash, thank you for the sub. You guys are amazing. I love you all. And thank you for joining the PSP podcast. Till next time, deuces!